All right, guys, here we are. We're going to test drive both Pan Americas. First, we're going to hop on the CVO. Look at this beautiful bike, though. I originally thought the paint was black, but it's like this really nice muted blue.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, brother.
Your street pop build. I'm watching the videos.
Thank you, bro.
I hope in the future to upgrade my brakes. That's my next goal.
Nice, man. Nice. You on the Pan ST today?
Yeah, trying this.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride that one next.
When I came, someone took it. I was like, I can't leave without riding it.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, here we are. So you turn this little knob here. There's a little graphic. All right, looks like I'm in sport mode already. Let's back it up here. We're gonna start in rain mode and just kind of work our way up here. But you know, I'm short. I'm only 5'9", 30-inch inseam, and I got right on this bike. Very comfortable. I can say the seat's very comfortable. My mirror's going here. Looking good. Adjustable windshield here, still the same as previously. Not really gonna mess with that. But I am super excited to ride both of these bikes. For me, if I were to get another one, it would probably be a Pan America if it was a Harley. Just so much more different than the other two bikes I have. And there's just so much more you can do with this that I can't do with my bikes in the current condition, obviously. So let's take her out. I'll give you guys my thoughts and everything. Then we're gonna hop on the ST. Badass ST. Some beautiful bikes here today. And we'll just see how much different it is, if at all. What do we got here? Temperature, range, trip mileage, odometer. All right, so all of that stuff is right here on your left side. Cruise control, heated grips. This is the CVO, so it's got all the bells and whistles. Turning signals on the left. Both of them. The horns on the left, traction control. Mode switches up top here. And away we go. Got my buddy Rich there on the CVO ST Road Glide. Thinking we got to try that one out too. There's the new Road King, looking like the old Road King. Not sure when Harley's going to do some update on that, but I do believe it's due. And if you follow the channel before, you know I'm not a fan of these group rides like this. But this is going to be the only way right now. It's just you got people you haven't ridden with before, riding bikes they haven't ridden before. And you never know people's level of experience. Not only riding a motorcycle, but also group riding. Oh, this month wants to go. All right, so there's some rules here I gotta follow. Can't pass anybody, stuff like that, so. But rain mode, respectable. Certainly I feel the throttle is under control. Oh man, but I'm sitting high up. This guy's just gonna come, aren't you? Hey guy, join the fun, my guy. Alright, let's get out of this rain mode here. See where the power delivery is. So now I'm in highway mode. Definitely got to get used to how tight the pegs are. And the brake pedal itself is tucked in, so definitely feel a little pigeon-toed trying to reach the brake pedal. I'm sure it's something you can just get used to, though. Certainly got to get used to how quiet this bike is, though. So much lean angle. Yeah, cut in front of him, Richie. All right, or yeah, but I'm in fourth. Really nice. I've never owned an adventure bike before. It's certainly an appeal, especially for me. I learned on dirt bikes, ATVs, four-wheelers, probably like a lot of you guys out there, and my heart is in that. Certainly, I think if I were to do anything, if this were my bike, first thing I'm thinking, I think the seat is great. I'll probably put some risers on here just to get that comfortable setup that I have on my other bikes. That feel right at home, you know what I mean? But super smooth. I think these things are like 150 horsepower stock. All right, let's get the sucker in sport mode here. Let's see, this is what we came for. And with the Pan America ST, Harley certainly got their hand on the pulse of what the community has been doing with these bikes. Certainly what I had in mind when I first saw the Pan America, I was like, that would make a sick supermoto style bike. You're already up here. You already got the jack suspension. You already got the horsepower. To just go and rip through the mountains on this thing and still have the ability to go off-roading. Very appealing. Harley definitely knocked it out the park when this bike originally came out. I think to everyone's surprise, if you watch all of the reviews by all these guys who really know their stuff with adventure bikes, all positive. I think it's one of the best looking adventure bikes. Certain bikes like the BMWs and the Ducatis, don't get me wrong, those are badass bikes, but if you've ever sat behind one or seen the sides of the tank in the front, massive. But those are those do-it-all bikes too, but to me, this is probably the best looking one. Just got to get used to where the controls are. I think the windshield's doing a good job here. Good? Oh, man. But how nimble is this guy? Super nimble. I feel like the windshield's doing its job here. It's probably just under my chin in its current configuration. Doing a good job keeping the wind off my chest, no head bobble. I think initially the biggest reason why I stay away from the adventure bikes is because I'm short. Bad, right? Was the height. You know, they're so tall. Again, I didn't know much about them, but this does have an adjustable setting for your seat. Being the CVO, it's going to have the adjustable suspension as well, the electronic suspension. I'll post all the specs and stuff on the screen. This is just more how does it feel review here. And in comparison with the ST and with the bikes I currently own as well, I mean, that's the basis of pretty much what we get our next bike on, you know. I'm in third gear, about 4,500 RPM. I feel like I can power wheelie this thing right here, although I probably wouldn't be able to test drive anymore after that, but where we going, guys? Grips are really comfortable, really nice. I really do like this bike. I know the ST is a little bit lower, but I like being up this high. It's certainly you can see a lot better. Especially for somebody short like me. Sport mode is not jerky, very smooth, very linear. Certainly want to go. Definitely would need some extended foot pegs though, or not foot pegs, the shifter peg itself. Other than that, this thing is really comfortable. Oh yeah. I would really like to spend a lot more time with this bike than the test drive allows. There's so many things on here to play around with. I would love to get this thing up to faster speeds than this, see how she handles. Not that I have any doubt, just from my own personal edifice. But I like this bike. I mean, if you think about it, these adventure bikes, great all-around bike, do-it-all bike from off-road to long-distance travel, handle all the weather you can throw at it. Power's there. The suspension is there. But definitely from a ride quality standpoint, I don't think you would be let down by the way this thing rides. I could certainly see this as a daily ride or two. Top case in the back. Take your stuff to work. It's super slim, so in places where you can lane split and stuff like that. I think the bars are comfortable for where they're at. Great bike. All right, so next up, the ST. Let's see what the difference is. Is it worth it, or do you just get one of these? Not necessarily the CVO. All right, so from the CVO to the ST, obvious differences are, look at the wheels, smaller wheels, street tires. You're missing the crash bars, missing the hand guards. Obviously, that's the CVO, so it's got everything for the hard cases. But the Street Ripper, and this was what I thought, and a lot of people out there thought about doing when they saw the Pan America. A lot of guys have done it. Everything else is the same though. We're going to turn this switch on. I am a little bit lower, I can feel that. All right, I'm in neutral. Same thing, let's see what mode we're in. Sport, we're gonna go, let's start in rain again. I don't like the way the bars are turned down like this. I'd probably jack this up a little bit. But that's just personal preference. Windshield's obviously a lot lower. Shift peg is also tucked in. As is the brake pedal. So all things the same there. Sitting lower, but it doesn't feel much different. Balls on my feet on this bike. Pretty much the same as it was on the CVO. You can see the suspension light flashing there. Oh no. And down. Man, you don't want to see that with anybody, man. I hate that. That sucks. Well, he's all right though. Could always get a new bike. telling you guys, stay safe out there. I am sitting lower. Come on, dude. You want it? Go. All right. That's enough of that rain mode. That's way better. Highway mode. Big jump in horsepower. How she wants to go. This seat is different. This is a one-piece seat, but I feel like it doesn't rise up as high behind me, so there's less lumbar support. I don't know if it's the bars or the suspension or just the size of the wheel. I feel like I'm in a more of an attack position here, like a little more leaned forward. The lean angle still good. Now this does have the quick shifter. Let's see. Oh yeah. CVO also has the quick shifter. I'm not sure if it comes on the special or standard versions. Probably have to add it. I will say with the lower windshield, I do feel wind on my chest in its current setting, but I haven't experienced any helmet bobble. Let's put this guy in sport. That's what we want. I can say I really like what Harley's doing with these bikes. Not just the Pan America stuff, but the newer Softails, the touring models. I mean, even beyond the size of the engines, they're just more capable. Better suspension. But this feels like if you wanted a Harley sport bike, this is it here. So other than the reduced suspension height, reduced seat height, smaller wheels, street bike tires, you know, maybe a little styling, lack of crash bars and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same bike. Question is, if this is what you wanted, would you get it brand new, the way Harley gives it to you in the ST? Or do you possibly get a used Pan America? And prices are certainly more reasonable now for a used Pan America. And do it yourself. Probably close to 10 grand difference, maybe just under $10,000 difference between a new Pan America ST and what you can find out on the market used. And if it's your fancy, that savings can go into making it something more similar to the ST. Now this thing still has some adventure capabilities, fire roads I would imagine, but with the lower suspension, you're sort of at a disadvantage for like the real off-road stuff. But still a very capable bike. Swap the wheels out, knobby tires, spoke wheels, and I don't think there'd be any issue taking this guy off-roading. But I think with the design of the new seat and maybe just the way these bars happen to be on this particular bike, I am certainly leaning forward more. Whereas on the CVO, I felt like I was a little more upright up here. But that can all be adjusted, fixed. But as far as the ride difference, that's what I'm feeling. More of a sport bike feel. This seat is, it's like slanted. The more I go back, the higher I go, and the more I lean forward. If I hug the tank, I don't know, for me it's just not as comfortable. Maybe where the foot pegs are. CVO ST seat, I mean the CVO Pan America seat, way more comfortable. But this is supposed to be the stripped down street version, so I get it. I believe this is also adjustable. Do I have enough time to figure that out? Probably not. But still heated grips, cruise control, sport modes. If it was me, I'd still put crash bars on this, but I put crash bars on everything. I wonder if they'll come out with some regular crash bars for this, with straight bars and sliders and stuff. I found myself adjusting myself on this seat way more frequently than on the CVO. And I think this thing would really shine with its tires and wheels on the highways and turns way more than what I'm going to be able to do on this test drive. Grips on this model also not as comfortable as the CVO. Not a big deal. People normally change grips out and stuff like that. Very fun bike though. Like I said, I really like where they're going with this stuff. Maybe if you're a shorter rider, or maybe if you just don't have any serious off-road aspirations, this would be a great bike. Or maybe if you're not ready for the classic Harley. This is Harley's no nonsense naked sport bike as far as I'm concerned. This bike is really effortless at high RPMs. In fourth gear, probably about 5,500, and there's still plenty. No need to swap gears. So which one would I choose? And I know the other one was a CVO, so there's some bells and whistles and comfort creatures there that it's kind of hard to compare or unfairly compare. But I think for me, I think the classic Pan America still suits my needs more. I have gripes with this bike. I think it's really just the seat. It just puts my weight forward. I don't know if this windshield's adjustable. I believe it is, but obviously a smaller screen is a little less wind protection. And the bars, but again, you could tell somebody just pulled these back. But again, the taller suspension is appealing to me. I would say the better off-road capabilities are just appealing to me as far as what I'm looking for. Styling wise, it's close. I mean, if you don't want panniers and crash bars, this is a beautiful bike. I happen to really like the Pan America crash bars, especially when they're painted a different color than the bike. I think it looks really sharp. I'm telling you, these bikes are so fun to ride.
All right, so we're back in front of the computer, and I wanted to just talk about 3 different models here. As you can see, the Special and the ST both start at $19.99, where the CVO is about $10,000 more. So for the rest of this video, we're really going to focus on the Special and the ST. Even though I rode the CVO, I've ridden the Special before, and this is just more of a better comparison for those who may be trying to decide between the two and what your other options are. So let's jump right in here. Let's look at the Special. It does come in more colors than the other 2 bikes. You get this nice billiard gray. You also get, of course, the vivid black. One of my favorite here is this blue burst here. And here's another one here, the Whiskey Fire Raven's also a really nice color here. I like how it has this ombre fade right here. So you do get 4 options there. You also get the option to go with the laced wheels, more for off-roading, or you can go with the cast wheels if you're going to spend most of your time on the street, or if that's just your preference. Over to the ST, you only have 3 colors. And this is probably just Harley playing it safe here. You got this billiard gray. I do like this pinstripe here. Of course, you get the vivid black, and again, that red pinstripe really pops on that as well. And the brilliant red, which is nice. It looks like it has a gray stripe, so the opposite of this guy here, basically. There is no options for laced wheels or anything else like that. So again, to me, this is the stripped down version. And there are some other subtle differences here, and most of it is sort of logical. The ST, like I said before, has smaller wheels. It also lacks the crash bars and the pannier stuff. So it is going to be a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter. And if we scroll down here, here we go. So you have a length of 88.2 inches. Let's do the same thing on the special. Here you have 89.4, and that just might be the top case thing in the back here. Ground clearance 6.9 inches on the special, where it is 6.7 on the ST. And again, you're talking about 17-inch wheels versus the 19-inch wheels that come on the special. Specials coming with Michelin Scorcher Adventure tires, where the street tires on the ST is just the Michelin Scorcher Sport. So with that being said, the weight is also a little bit lighter on the ST, 542 pounds, compared to the 569 pounds. So all in all, that makes sense, right? The ground clearance, oh, I think we talked about that already. Where is it? Where is the lean angle? There we go. Lean angle, 42 degrees on the special. 37 degrees on the ST. Smaller tires, lower to the ground, makes total sense. What's interesting enough is the power. If you look at the ST, you're looking at 91 foot-pounds of torque and 149 horsepower. If you go to the special, you're looking at 95 foot-pounds of torque and 150 horsepower. So where that 1 horse comes from, I'm not really sure. But all in all, that's the biggest differences there. Maybe outside of the ability to purchase lace wheels, I believe the special you may have to get the quick shifter as an optional add-on, whereas the Pan America ST, it comes with it, as does the CVO here. And here's that carbon blue with that really sharp, I don't know, maybe that might be their orange, or it could be red, but I like the camo decals. I like how it's pinstriped with that reddish orange. Really, really sharp. I love how the frame is painted and the crash bars are painted. Really separates the bars and the framework from the rest of the bike. It seems to get lost, on a bike like this, but this is designed to be blacked out. Again, to me, you're looking at Harley Davidson's naked sport bike here. This is their Yamaha MT-10, if you will, their KTM Duke, all of them probably around the same power, and just a pure street ripper. My only gripe with the ST is, of course, the seat. You can see this slope here, put all my weight right up front at the tip of the tank, whereas on the CVO, I know you can't really see it, but much more level. And when I've ridden the special before, also the same thing. The seat itself lended to a lot more comfort. And again, that's just me. That's how it felt to me. But, on these things and on motorcycles in general, people normally swap the seats out anyway. So it all boils down to what you're really trying to do with the bike. If you want to adventure bike and sometimes ride on the street, go with the special. If you don't see yourself riding off-road very much at all, maybe some fire roads, certainly get away with the ST. And then you can outfit them later if you're trying to go the other way. In that sense, it would make more sense to get the special and get everything and just make it streetable with some street tires and stuff like that. Unless you're a shorter rider, like I said, the ST might be more appealing to you. But for me, I thought, well, why don't you go online? Here I am nationwide looking up Pan Americas. You can get a bunch of 21s for just under 10. Not too bad miles. I think I saw a couple of 22s. Here's a 22, 10.5, only 11,000 miles. I would purchase one of these, and then all the money that I saved between the new price and all the fees and taxes and all the other stuff, I could save all that money. And if I wanted to, I could put that money into getting the risers, getting the bike the way I want it instead of paying the premium on a new bike. If, again, for me, I would just want to turn this bike into something similar to the ST, but still kind of keeping those capabilities. And maybe that just means getting a separate spare set of wheels. I'm sure you can find a set of laced wheels online, and just put them on when you're ready for that adventure riding. And if you want to ride streets and you know you're only going to rip the streets, you know, certainly keep the wheels with the street tires on. Certainly one way to do it, or just swap wheels as you go. And again, you save a boatload of money. There's a ton of these bikes out here. You know, these motorcycles aren't for everyone, especially in the Harley community. You know, very loyal to the type of engine, the type of sound. This was Harley really taking a leap here, and I thought they really did a good job. I mean, you really owe it to yourself to test ride one of these things if you're curious. There's nothing else like it on Harley's lineup outside the Sportster S and the Nightster, but this is more powerful and more capable in many ways. So I'm a big fan of this motorcycle. Certainly something to think about in the future. You know, like I said, I might just go that route one day and just buy one used and do it my way. But you won't be sorry if you test ride one of these things. At least that's just my opinion on the matter. But I hope you guys like the test ride and the review. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. That helps the channel out. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.